What is up, Blazionaires and Blazionettes? So we are continuing my countdown to Halloween, and then this time I'm going to be reviewing Halloween 2. So it picks up right where the first movie left off, where Loomis comes down there, and then he sees where Michael's body was. And what really gets me is how he's freaking out, like, he's not human. He took 6 shots. I shot him 6 times. I'm like, why are you shocked? You refer to him as it, and you call him pure evil. I mean, like, I don't get that. I mean, like, why are you surprised, man? Why are you surprised? Huh? It doesn't make any sense. And then also, like, seriously, do not dress up as Michael Myers around this guy. I mean, he will blow your head off without hesitating. Seriously, do not dress up as Michael Myers around this guy. Like, they should ban all those masks, all those Michael Myers masks. I mean, like, oh my gosh. And then, you know, like, when this kid's dressed up as Michael, and then, I don't know, like, we're supposed to be led to believe that it is Michael and that he was killed when he got hit. I'm like, no, I mean, that can't be Michael. One, he seems too short. Two, he seems a little too stoned. And he's like, and then he seems like he's trying to get away from, like, the cops, like, nope, screw this. I mean, like, and Michael would not be out in plain sight like that. I mean, you know, Loomis had to have known that he would not really be in plain sight like that, or I mean, like, necessarily. Well, I mean, I guess that's not really. I mean, like, for the majority of the time, he would not do that. But anyway, and then later on we discovered that it's not Michael, and that Michael's like 21 years old at the time, and this kid is about, like, maybe between 17 and 18, I think. And then his friends told the police, and Loomis was there saying that they were looking for Ben Tramer, and it was the guy that Laurie got teased about in the first movie. Like, wow, poor kid. And also, like, how is it Loomis's fault that Michael is out killing people? I mean, he didn't let Michael out of the sanitarium, even though he was going to pick him up. But by the time he got there, Michael was already out of his cell. So how is it Loomis's fault? Huh? He didn't let him out. Why are you saying, oh, you let him out? Like, I don't get that. But I get it, when Bracken saw his daughter, when he finally saw that Annie was killed in the bloodbath, I mean, that, I get it, like, he's like really pissed right now, and he's really feeling all kinds of emotions, and it feels easier to blame Loomis, for her death, but it's not his fault. It's not. And also the plot twist when we discovered that Michael and Laurie are siblings, that seems a little off in some ways, but I'll tell you why. Like when Laurie is having, having dreams or having flashbacks, talking to her adopted mother, and she's being a real bitch to her, saying, "I am not your mother." What? Okay. And also, and then I think Laurie goes to they take her to Smith's Grove, and then you see her going into Michael's room. He's standing at the window, and then he turns around and looks at her, and then that's it. I'm like, okay, so, okay, why would they take her to Smith's Grove? I don't get that. I mean, did they tell her that, Michael is her brother? I don't know. I mean, like, how did she know that? I mean, like, we didn't really get any clarification that she knew that they're brother and sister. She just knows that the same guy that killed his sister 15 years ago is after you. But, let's see. And, like, where was Judith, like, during that time when, like, or where was Laurie during that time when Judith was watching Michael? I mean, like, you figure she would be watching her too. Like, where was she during all this? I mean, like, and if she was there, why didn't Michael try to kill her right then and there? Instead of, I mean, like, I'm guessing, someone else was watching Laurie at that time, because they said that she was born 2 years before he was committed to Smith's Grove, before Michael killed Judith. But I don't know. I mean, that was a little off to me, but it is what it is. And it's a pretty wild how the hospital had a were very short staffed to the point where the entire short staffed at that night is dead. I mean, I guess except for Jimmy, I guess. I don't know. I mean, there's an alternate version where he survived, but in this one he was I guess you can say he did die, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I guess they're clarifying that he didn't. But anyway, outside of that, everyone else is dead. And I mean, that's just funny how the a hospital can be that short-staffed. I mean, like, there's no way they could be that short-staffed where there's almost nobody there. I don't get it. And also, like, okay, when we get to the ending, and it gets to the final showdown, Loomis and Lori are running for Michael, and then Michael eventually stabs Loomis, and then right before that, Loomis hands her the gun, and then like she never used a gun before. Like she's afraid of it. She's like, no. But now, like, with Loomis out of the way, and then now Michael is gonna come for Lori, and they have a brief moment, like, where she says Michael, and then he stops, tilts his head, and he gets back into killer mode, and then now she's like, Michael, stop, and then bow, clean shots through the eye sockets of his mask. And I'm like, what? Did she shoot his eyes out or what? I mean, like, I guess not. Or she shot somewhere in there. And then eventually the blood gets in his eyes, and then he can't see, and he's swinging around like a crazy man. And then and then that's when they have when Loomis has the opportunity to let all the gas out, fill the room with the gas, tells Lori to leave, and then he takes out his lighter, and then sends them both to hell, supposedly. And next thing you know, Michael walks out of the hallway on fire. I'm like, why are you not dead yet? And then eventually he falls on the floor, and then I guess the movie is telling us that he is dead, and we don't know if Loomis survived it or not. I mean, like, we can assume that he didn't at that time. We can assume that he didn't. I mean, like, he should have died at that time, because like, how did Michael survive that? Because he's Michael Myers. Yeah, I mean, like, that's how he walked out of that room without it doing anything more than just setting him on fire. Oh man, but this was a solid sequel. A lot of people wanted to know what happened that night, what happened after the ending of part 1. I mean, including me. I wanted another sequel because I love the movie that much, and I need to know what happens. And at that time when I was young, if a horror movie ends where the killer gets away, that immediately opens the door for a sequel. I mean, like, fans are gonna want that. Like, come on, give us the sequel. You left the open door for it. Now let us see it. That's how my attitude was, to horror movies. Like, if you let the killer live, you gotta make a sequel. Come on, you can't just let him be alive through that whole thing. That's how my attitude was towards horror movies at that time. Now it's like, oh, okay, you don't gotta make another one if you don't want to. I mean, it all comes down to, to the fans, I suppose. But anyway, this gets 4 chair spins out of 5. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4 solid chair spins. I assume that was 4. But anyway, then they make Halloween 3, and then it's a totally different story, and they're trying to get away from that. But their only mistake was calling it Halloween 3. You should have just called it something else. Seriously. But we will get to that in my review for that movie as we count down to Halloween. So if you guys enjoyed my review on Halloween 2, make sure you thumb up the video, and make sure you click subscribe. If you're new to the channel, thank you for watching as always, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, y'all.